If you tried adding fibre and it made your gut worse, these are probably the mistakes that you made. Often the symptoms present themselves and the immediate assumption is plants don't agree with me, it's the defense chemicals, all of these different things. That's generally not the case. And here's some tips and tricks to sorting your fibre out. So the first thing to consider is the quantity. How much fibre are you actually putting in? The second is, what types of fibres are you putting in? There's definitely easier to digest fibres than there are others. Then we've got food choices, the starting point, so how capable your gut actually is in processing these kind of foods already, and the context, so how was the food eaten? Was it hot? Was it cold? Were you rushed? Were you stressing at the time? These all play a part in whether you're going to have a reaction to these types of foods or not. So if we take quantity to start with, if someone goes to add fibre and they really, let's say they've watched a documentary and they go, right, I'm going bang on the fibre, I'm going to make this massive salad with loads of beans and stuff like that. They eat that and then they're like, whoa, load of issues now, got maybe some cramping, maybe some pain. The chances are that you've put too many high fibre foods together at once. So some of these harsher, more demanding foods can be your beans, your lentils, salads, cruciferous veg like your broccoli and your cauliflower particularly, and your whole grains as well. Whereas an alternative, more gentle way of starting this out could be to introduce things like oats, rice, cooked veg, and maybe in smaller amounts as well. And then we've got the more reactive, faster fermenting carbs and fibres. And these are like your apples and pears, your garlic and onion. Often what we want to do is swap this for slower digesting and slower fermenting fibres like carrots, bananas, oats, and stuff like that. And then there's the context of how you actually ate it. So did you cook it or was it raw? Raw foods, although they contain more enzymes, they do tend to be a lot more difficult to digest. So often if you're starting out, try and cook all your vegetables to start with, and then you can look at, going raw a little bit later on. And then you've also got mixing different types of fibres. If you did want to make something with beans in, maybe just put one type of bean and not 3 different types of bean. These are all the little things that you can do to start making this easier for yourself to be able to adapt. The speed at which you eat also has an effect. So obviously, believe it or not, but when your parents tell you to chew your food, there is a lot of truth in that. Chewing is the first part of digestion, so chew your food properly. So with any of this stuff, if you are trying to introduce more fibre to your routine, to your food, to your plates, these are some of the steps and these are some of the tips that I would probably use if you are struggling or you are having a little bit of difficulty reintroducing them or introducing them for the first time. If you use these principles, it should allow you to build up a tolerance to fibre so that over the course of several months to a year, you can really beef that up. But in the beginning, start gentle, go slow and be patient with yourself, because it is something that you can't rush. And like I say, the benefits when you get to the end is that you can actually start to eat a lot more freely than, at the moment where you are maybe struggling to process certain plant foods. Now, if you're stuck avoiding more and more foods and you don't know what to do next, I offer a free consultation on my website and I'd love to help you out. See you on the next one.